saying Jesus is King of Kings and Lord of Lords, signifying Jesus' supreme authority over all earthly and heavenly rulers. This can be deeply offensive in some contexts. In historical and contemporary settings, claiming Jesus' supreme authority can clash with prevailing cultural, religious, or political views, leading to significant tension. Those who make such declarations may face backlash or persecution, as it can be seen as challenging the status quo or conflicting with other faith traditions and societal norms. This tension arises from the profound impact and divisive nature of religious declarations. The relationship between Satanists and Christians can be complex and varied. Some Satanists may reject Christian beliefs and values, leading to tension. This rejection can stem from a desire to oppose what they see as restrictive or hypocritical aspects of Christianity. Many simply follow a different belief system that emphasizes individualism and personal freedom. That sounds intense. Religious beliefs can sometimes lead to strong reactions, especially when they clash with opposing views. It's unfortunate when such differences lead to conflict or aggression. Everyone should have the right to express their beliefs without fear of harm.
Oh, you guys are at the wrong rally. No, I think you meant to go to the smaller one down the street.
The United States does allow freedom of religion. It's one of the core principles enshrined in the First Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. This amendment guarantees the right to practice any religion or no religion without government interference. However, even with these protections, tensions and conflicts can still arise, as personal beliefs can lead to strong reactions from different individuals and groups. Kamala Harris' action in previous day is very dangerous to United States Constitution. In Kamala Harris' America, Christians and Jews are considered fundamentalists to be marginalized and eliminated, and their children are considered the property of the state, which arrogates to itself the right to lead them astray from an early age in both body and soul. Trump's America can become great and prosperous again. Harris' America is destined for invasion and for moral, social, and economic destruction, the most ferocious dictatorship. In these disastrous years of the Biden-Harris administration, we have had a puppet in the White House and a corrupt and incompetent vice president who has never stopped lying and deceiving voters about her past and her future. Continued the choices between a conservative president, who's paying with his very life for his fight against the deep state, and an infernal monster who obeys Satan. For a Catholic, there can be no question. Voting for Kamala Harris is morally inadmissible and constitutes a very grave sin. Nor is it morally possible to abstain, because in this we're declaring oneself neutral means getting Kamala Harris back to the White House will cause serious consequences to Christians and Jews alike.
Oh, you guys are at the wrong rally. No, I think you meant to go to the smaller one down the street. Oh, you guys are at the wrong rally. You guys are at the wrong rally. No, I think you meant to go to the smaller one down the street.
All right, so that moment we brought to you yesterday. Today, we'd like to bring in those students who yelled that out to Kamala Harris. They're two pro-life students at the University of Wisconsin-La Crosse, both juniors. Luke Pulaski and Grant Beth join us now. Luke, Grant, thanks for being with us this morning. Luke, I'll start with you. Just take us into that moment. What happened yesterday? We see the video clip. Is there anything more you can tell us about what you guys had to say and what happened afterwards from that video?
Thank you. Yeah, it's great to be here. I would say the first thing I want to bring up, this is our first time taking an interview with anybody, and I think it's important because this is our raw, untold story. There's a lot that happened off camera that we said at the protest, while we were protesting. And I guess we could start off with after she talked about overturning Roe v. Wade and Donald Trump, I yelled out to the crowd that abortion is the sacrament of Satan. And when I said that, I deeply do believe that as a Christian. And about 10 seconds go by, and that's when the video of my friend Grant and I proclaiming that Christ is Lord and Jesus is King when we said that. And I think it's important to say this is a small venue, and we were about 20 to 30 yards away from Kamala at this point. There's a lot of controversy that says she wasn't talking to us, or we left, we didn't get kicked out. Well, I can speak on Grant and I's behalf. On video, Grant's getting pushed and shoved, and there's about 5 seconds after or before she tells us to go to the smaller rally down the street. You can see on the video she waves. She was actually waving to me. I took this cross off my neck that I wear, and as we were getting asked to leave, I held it up in the air and waved at her and pointed to her, and she looked directly in the eye, kind of gave me an evil smirk. And yeah, I just want to clear that up and confirm that she 100% was talking to us. And there's other controversy that says we left. We were getting shouted at, pushed, assaulted, screamed at, so we were walking away. But there's about 3 attendees there, volunteers, that kicked us out with badges or whatever they had. And I specifically remember this one man saying, "You were uninvited and unwelcome to this event. You need to leave." And all they did was walk us out the door. They didn't tell us why.
Grant, I want to get your point of view from there. So is there anything you want to add to Luke's story? And what did it feel like? I mean, she basically said, you said, or Grant said something about, or Luke said something about Jesus, right? Jesus is King, Jesus is Lord. And she said, "You're not welcome here." I mean, I want to know what you felt in that moment, and if there's anything you want to add to his story.
Essentially, she was speaking, and we decided to say Christ is King, Jesus is Lord. And we got a lot of backlash. As you can see in that firsthand video, I was pushed by an elderly woman. We were heckled at, we were cursed at, we were mocked. And that's the biggest thing for me personally. In reflection of the event, Jesus was mocked, his disciples were mocked, and that's okay. In reality, we did God's work, and we were there for the right reasons, and God is watching us in this moment. I'm all about being a cordial person, no matter your beliefs. But I do believe that we were sent there by God, and I do believe this timing, 18 days before the election, is imperative for young Americans and first-time voters like myself to understand that this is what you are going to get with a Kamala Harris presidency. You are going to get the Kamala Harris that alienates over 50% of the U.S. population that is Christian. You're going to get the Kamala Harris that skips the Al Smith memorial dinner that no major presidential candidate has skipped since, I believe, Walter Mondale in 1984. Now over 40 years ago. I'm a 20-year-old man. That's double my life. So that's a long time for someone not to attend that event. That, along with our experience on this day, it's a good storm for the opposition. And it just proves what type of person Kamala is and what type of leader she will be.
I'd love to ask you this question out of my own curiosity. Luke, I'll put it to you. And I know it's a difficult question because I'm asking you to put yourself in the mind or experience of someone else, meaning that person could be Kamala Harris. But when she responded that way to you, you and Grant, I'm curious what she understood about you. Like, what had you made clear? That you were a protester, that you were pro-life? We all hear you say, Christ is King, Jesus is Lord. Did she understand your message? I want to know specifically what she is rejecting. I know you can't know because you weren't in her mind, but you can know, what did you make clear?
Yeah, so I said Jesus is Lord due to the abortion Roe v. Wade she was talking about, which me and many Christians around the world disagree with her stance on abortion. And we wanted to kind of send in a message that, as Christians, at least me and Grant, we don't accept or agree with her abortion policies, and that we believe that Jesus is Lord and that he has the final say in everything we do. and it's something we center our life around. So I guess we wanted her to know that.
Right.
Luke, Grant, I think you guys are two really brave boys. They don't call it the People's Republic of Madison for nothing. You guys went right into the lion's den, and you are brave and courteous, as I can see right here, and I just really admire you, and I just want you to know that I think your message is resonating.
And very wise young men, and you'll never get an apology from the Kamala Harris campaign, but I hope you get an apology from the university, because you had every right to be there.
Thank you, guys.